Xianrendao Wang Mian, word strider fasting, Lingshan people, his quick-witted, and failed the test the first time the exam, but also proud and arrogant, good wisecrack, many people have been his sarcasm too. By chance met a Taoist priest. Priest looked Wang Mian, said, "Your looks very noble, but your sarcasm was made sin impairment unto your wisdom, if the idea of changing to a religious, but also may become, immortal." Wang Mian scoffed, said it is true that Fukuzawa is unknown, but the world can there be immortal? The priest said, "Your experience wide is short-sighted, I do not have to go elsewhere, I am immortal." Wang Mian more he said the joke lies. Taoist said, "I have nothing miraculous, if you go with me, you can see dozens of real very immediately." Wang Mian asked, "In any place?" The priest said, "Close proximity." So the priest's cane clipped between the legs, the other end, and handed Wang Mian, so he rode such as himself, asked. He closed his eyes, shouted out, from the Wang Mian feel as if filled with thick canes 5 pecks of rice bag volley fly up, secretly touched, patches of scales above. Wang Mian hearts of surprise frightened, did not dare to move. After some time, the priest called again, "Stop." To go out of the cane, they fell on a house. The house saw the rebuilding extension, like the imperial palace of the same. There is a table there are 10 feet tall, the hall has a stage 11 large pillars, homely incomparable. Taoist Wang Mian pulling on the house of the table, let the boys prepare a feast to entertain guests. Sun set up dozens of banquet tables, extravagance was dazzling, priests put on luxury clothes and waited. While the guests from the air, some riding a dragon, some riding a tiger, some riding a happy couple, each different, each also carrying musical instruments, their women, men, as well as barefoot. Guests have a beautiful woman, riding a colorful phoenix, dressed as a palace, there is maid to help her hold the instrument. This instrument has more than 5 feet long, not the piano nor Joseph, I do not know what is his name. He began to drink, and to put the same kind of variety of delicacies, sweet and just abnormal, a big difference with the general dishes. Wang Mian silently sits still, just keep looking at that beautiful woman, was very fond of her, and hear her play a musical instrument, secretly afraid she does not play, drink less, and proposed that an old man thanks to a live quiz summoned today can be said to be a pageant, and naturally should rejoice. Please hold the same instrument, playing together so their combined match, playing stand up, the resounding sound of string and wind, only ride the phoenix woman, and no one instrument can match her. We finished playing, take musical instruments installed to unlock the made embroidered bag, put on a few instruments on the cross. Women King Shu Yuan began to play, the way like playing the zither, musical sounds louder than several times, loud enough to make the mind open range, soft enough to pass ecstasy swing soul. Playing half meal time, the entire hall is silent, not even cough. After a bomb, sonorous sound, chime-like hit, he praised in unison. Really clouds and misses stunt here. We all got up and bid farewell, hemming dragons, while all gone. Taoist laying couch Jinbei, for Wang Mian sleep. Wang Mian just saw a beautiful woman, love is sprouting, after hearing her play, yearning more enthusiastic. They think of their own talents, get picked up as officials mustard grass, what is not available after wealth. Suddenly, his thoughts watery chaos such as hemp pen. Priest seemed to have no idea in his mind, and said to him, "Your past life with my classmates, and later because the will is not firm, I do not just fall into your earthly scene as an outsider, it is that you want to pull from the sludge out, only that you astray too deep, you cannot wake up groggy now send you to go. We do not necessarily meet again the day, but want to get angel was twice catastrophe then." Pointing to the next level, Feldspar let him turn a blind eye sitting on a stone, repeatedly asked him not to open eyes, then, it is driven rock with a whip. Stones flew up, the wind filling the ear, I do not know how far the flight. Wang Mian happened to think I do not know what the following scene, the eye will be slightly secretly opened a crack, and saw the vast sea, boundless. He dreaded, quickly close your eyes, and when the body has a stone fell from the sky together, plop sound, like seagulls dive into the water, like sank. Thanks childhood growing up in the sea, a little swim, then hear applause, said, falling to Yusa. Our dangerous occasion, a woman pulled him into the boat, and said, Geely, Geely, scholar wet. The Wang Mian saw the woman about 16 or 17, looks beautiful. Wang Mian cold water straight after shivering, grilled request warming himself. The woman said, told me to go home together. I try to, if you are satisfied, but do not forget me. Wang Mian said, you say what I am saying. Central Plains wit. I came across the awkward situation. I will escape this difficult phase. Reported to the body, far more than did not forget it. The woman shook rowing as fast as the wind and rain, and pretty soon have close to the shore. A woman out of the lotus taken from the cabin, led Wang Mian disembark, walked half years and more, into a village and saw a door open. People read like herself, into the future through a few doors. The women advanced to go. A little while, a man came out, about 40 years old, bowed to Wang Mian, asking him up the steps into the house, let the waiter to fetch a coat and footwear, as he put on, after completion of change, ask about his family name. Wang Mian said, really not Xiangman, my fame. People also know Kui real person to me, was very nostalgic, to bring me to the wonderland go. I think they achieved fame easy, it is not, may the seclusion. The man stood up and respectfully said, here called Fairy Island, far away from this world. If I call the text, surname Huan, generations living in this secluded place, a chance to see celebrities today, so graciously put food and wine, and calmly she said, I have 2 daughters, the eldest called Fang Guyan, 16 years old this year, but so far not encountered. Darling, I want her to serve you as an elegant man. How kinda, I thought. Wang Mian, it must be beautiful. Lotus woman, quickly got up and thanks. If told when Huan invited several highly respected old men from the neighborhood, it makes one immediately called his daughter. While, fragrant smell, a dozen beauties surrounded Fang Guyan out, Guang Guyan bright, such as lotus blossom suede sun, Libby line, sit down, those beautiful women standing next to her, that lotus woman was among them. After a few glasses of wine, a little girl out of the house, only 10 years old, looks beautiful and lovely demeanor, a smile against Fang Guyan's side, his eyes looked around. If looked at Huan when said the girls do not stay in their room, out of what to do, and the guests said, this is Irene, my little daughter is very smart, able to recite all kinds of ancient books on letter. Guests recite poetry. Irene then recited the 3 bamboo branch, melodious voice. Reading is completed, letting her sit down next to her sister. If Huan Wen went on to say to Wang Mian, Wang Lang was a genius, certainly a lot of work, let me argue the question that Wang Mian generously promised, immediately recited the recent poetry. Recitation finished, looked around, triumphantly, there are 2 poems. Neighbor old man repeatedly intoned. Fang Guyan whispered to him, said the sentence is said Walker left the Sunfire Dragon Cave. The next sentence says that the picture peak crossed the river. After listening to the people here are clapping and laughing. Huan Wen Wang Mian then ask if they recite some other works. Wang Mian and read waterfowl poem. Head retention. Grid Mingxia finished this sentence, suddenly forget the next sentence. Just wondering what was going. Fang Guyan quietly whispering to her sister, finished Yang Kao Xiao. Irene said to his father, my sister to brother. Continued the next sentence is dogs ding pang soundbar. Full house of people who listen to the uproar of laughter. Wang Mian somewhat ashamed. If Huan Wen angry stare. Fang Guyan won. Wang Mian look was calm a little. If you ask Huan Wen Wang Mian article, Wang Mian thought, these people do not necessarily know the seclusion of 8-legged essay. To show off his test, first thing I read 8-legged essay, entitled Shaozi Zhenzai 2. The essay is Big Yin Chan Saint of Filial Piety. Irene looked at my father, said saints will not use the word to refer to his disciples. Shaozai 1, that is someone else's words. After listening to Wang Mian, excitement kept all of a sudden gone. If Huan Wen smiled and said the children know what a good or bad the article is not here, how to look at the article itself. Wang Mian went on to recite down. Each read a few words. The sisters must whisper something, like a comment to the story, just muttering inaudible. Wang Mian proud to recite the department. Also examiner also described some of the reviews. Some reviews said every word poignant. Irene told his father, said sister said should be deleted. Character cut. People do not know what that means. Huan when afraid if these words have meaning content Wang Mian, deep afraid to ask. Wang Mian finished reading, but also overall rating examiner's narrative. There is a jigu louse, the blossoms chi down words. Fang Guyan whisper and hush money to his sister, both convulsed with laughter. Irene told his father, said sister, said it should be jigu for louse. People do not understand what it meant. Irene opening to say, Fang Guyan hold back laughter scold said, ghost girl say, you kill everyone more confused, guessing each other. Irene could not help, then said remove the cut word, say pain is unreasonable drum knock for a louse, the sound is not unreasonable pass yeah, everyone listen laugh. Huan one angrily reprimanded of the two sisters, and personally stand up and toast. Quickly an apology. Wang Mian starts Shihei think only big high reputation, the people are not looked down through the ages, here, dejected air, only shame of it. If Huan went pleased to comfort, said there is just a word, please here for two pair the prince, not without a little jade people have not yet thought of good. Irene answered them Wang head strider on, then the semi-served turtle evening. Fang Guyan loud laugh, tickle Irene hand repeatedly oh. Irene rushed back and said, none of your business you call in never-ending, alright, how people say, to not allow the man, if Huan snapped a few, they only smiled and walked. Neighbors also leave the old man back. Maid who guided Wang Mian and Fang Guyan couple into the bedroom, candle, screens, and so on couch, exquisite furnishings complete. They see in the bridal chamber, full rack of books, little books do not have. Put a slight problem, Fang Guyan fluent. Wang Mian to this point, only to feel wretched experience, feel powerless and frustrated with shame. Fang Guyan shouting Mingdang, picking the woman promised that came quickly, then he knows her name. Wang Mian repeatedly the subject of ridicule, fear Fang Guyan look down on themselves, though fortunately Fang Guyan speak harsh, and in the boudoir, between husband and wife is very affectionate. Wang Mian home without incident, yin also often poetry. Fang Guyan said him saying good words, I wonder if you willing to listen? Wang Mian asked, anything Fang Yun said no longer poetry, but also a method Kang's Huo. Wang Mian very ashamed, then I do not write poetry. A long time, Wang Mian and getting better on a bright pendant. Wang Mian told Fang Guyan said Mingdang saving grace for me, you can look good for her song. Fang Guyan immediately agreed. Whenever the couple frolicking in the room, regarded Mingdang called to play with, so dangling Wang Mian and feelings deepened, with glances from time to time, to speak with gestures. Fang Guyan slightly aware, blaming him several times, Wang Mian but hesitated, tried to defend themselves. One night, the couple sat on drinking, Wang Mian feel lively, advised the Mingdang called, Fang Guyan not allowed. Wang Mian said you do not read the book, how can I remember independence Lele these words? Fang Yun said, I say you nowhere, and now confirm to me that you do not even know what punctuation, should this break to independence, is the person you want to be happy to ask, what to peace, saying do not, then smile. Happened Fang Guyan sisters at the invitation of a neighbor companion to play, got the opportunity Ming Wang Mian pendant, to affectionate in every possible way. That night, slightly lower abdomen felt a little pain, after pain, swollen genitals. Wang Mian was afraid to tell the Fang Guyan. Fang Guyan smiled and said this is certainly the result of Mingdang repaid the grace of it. Wang Mian not hide, speak out the truth. Fang Guyan said I got the curse, I cannot cure, since the superficial and float on the line. 6 days is not good, Wang Mian sad widowed Yuan. Fang Guyan know his thoughts, not ask, just stared at him, his eyes as youthful as bright as the morning star. Wang Mian said do you like this book just to say chest positive, then the pupil of the Ian. Fang Guyan smiled and said, you like this, is chest is not correct, Then the subpupil of the Yan original no and no, generally read as a, she deliberately in order to tease Wang Mian. After listening to Wang Mian also could not help but laugh uncontrollably, begging Fang Guiyan to find ways to get rid of it. Fang Guiyan said, you do not listen to good words, which previously may not have no doubt that I am jealous, but I do not know this girl would have been not to go near me originally because of love. But you have kept my word as the east wind horse ear is different, so I did you deliberately cast aside. Do not pity you cannot, oral cure, but doctors must look at the affected area. Wang Mian then reached into the clothes inside the mouth talking about, yellow bird, no ending. Chu Wang Mian feel laugh finished, like a disease. After a few months, Wang Mian home because their parents are old, young children, the hearts of very thoughts. He told Fang Guiyan mind. Fang Guiyan said, you is not difficult to go back, but we cannot know what day of the goodbye. Wang Mian listened to tears, begging Fang Guiyan and go home with him. Fang Guiyan hesitated again before they agreed. If the text is placed you on Wang Mian couple farewell banquet, Irene came in a basket, said, Sister Far do not, I am afraid that nothing can be presented later to Hainan, no house to live in, working for you to create a palace, beaks and humble. Fang Guiyan after receiving a salute, Wang Mian closer inspection, it is prepared with fine grass pavilion, such as citron large and small, like oranges, about 20 seats, each seat has a bean eaves, lila cashew, which is available with zhuang set up the couch, like sesame seeds. Wang Mian these only as a child's toy, but the hardy lamented made compact. Fang Guiyan said, to tell you the truth that we are immortal because you have the fate of past life, so just go with you. I did not think of this world to go to, just because you have a father, so I do not have the heart to go against after your mind wait for his father for centuries, he must come back. Wang Mian respectfully agreed. Who on one if you ask? By land or by boat? Wang Mian dangerous because the boat waves, is willing to take the land. Traveling has been waiting out the door of the house. Wang Huan went thanked Mian if on the road, the Mercedes-Benz car like flying, soon went to the beach. Do not worry Wang Mian rode. Fang Guiyan come up with a Beichao blow south, it became a causeway, 10 feet wide. Blink of an eye passing from the dike, embankment gradually gone, to a place where the tide from here, looked in a vast expanse. Fang Guiyan let not go to stop, get off out of the palace straw basket, and Ming Deng and other maid 11 arranged into a tall mansion instant. We go in together, take off his pack, not a little difference with the island's houses, such as Jian couch in the bridal chamber will still be there. It was already dark, lived here. The next day, Wang Mian to take home for the elderly, children. Wang Mian let the car go straight home, to look, the house has changed owners. The villagers asked, did not know his mother and his wife have died, only old father still, good son gambling, and lost the family property, and 2 great-grandfather nowhere to live, temporarily staying in the village. Wang Mian got home, the idea of participating in the expedition as well as an officer, wrapped in my heart is always just it is not fit. Wait until the home seeing this, the heart is very sad, thinking that even if the rich can get, and fantasy flowers any different, catch traveling to the west village, to see her father ragged, aging people get poor, father and son meet, together with tears. Wang Mian asked about his son, not a device, the original gamble has not come back. Wang Mian took my father to take back. Fang Guiyan met the father, after the salute, prepared a bath of hot water please his father, brought brocade clothes, sleep in the elderly delicious house, and invited a number of high knowledgeable people to chat with his father, feast together, enjoy the elderly more than the aristocratic families. One day, the son of Wang Mian also be found here, and Wang Mian refused to see him, he would not let the door, only gave him 200 penny worth. People sent word, take the money to buy a wife, find a way to live if you come back, you're a dead with a whip, son crying away. After Wang Mian home, not dealing with people, but there is an old friend coming, will warm reception, humility than usual. In particular, a man named Huang Ke, the earlier students and Wang Mian, also a scholar and experienced ups and downs. Wang Mian's daddy lived a long time, not one closeted with him. A gift is also very generous. After 3 or 4 years, Wang Mian's father died. Wang Mian spent a lot of money to choose a good cemetery, according to the ritual burial of his father. Then his son has married a wife, son and daughter on a tight rein. Son rarely gamble. To this day his father was buried, just let daughter met the elderly. Thank Inc daughter, praising her to manage at home, gave her 320 silver as the cost of buying their land. The next day, Wang Kai and with his son came to visit. The premises can all gone, I do not know where to go. Different, she said, where there is a beautiful woman of the place, even the hell, it was to pursue, not to mention it also longevity, sin if allowed to bring beauty. I am afraid that no one under the royal park on emptiness. Wang Mian thin and has not been since man riches, and normally should be, do not care about is very light it, Ms. Zhongzuda, that is what a mima.